NBC 15 News at 11 starts now.
Now at 11, an update from Indianapolis as our crew gives us a preview of all the events happening today ahead of tomorrow's big game.
Plus, investigators find the second black box from the plane that crashed into the French Alps.
And powerful storms rip through parts of the nation as areas brace for another punch from Mother Nature.
Well, good morning and happy finally Friday, or I should say Final Four Friday.
Yeah.
I'm Christine Belport.
And I'm Ashley Matthews. One more day until the Badgers take on Kentucky in the highly anticipated Final Four.
So our crew is there. John Stofflet joins us now with a preview of events happening around Indianapolis today.
Good morning from a kind of gloomy Indianapolis this morning. We're dodging a few raindrops, but Badger fans and the players already have a reason to be sunny and smiling today. You're going to tell us more about that in just a minute. But first, take a look at this great selfie opportunity, great photo op here in downtown Indianapolis. It is the huge Final Four bracket on the outside of the JW Marriott building. I know a lot of Badger fans coming down here are going to be taking selfies here. And speaking of those fans, we're finally starting to see them arrive. In fact, they were lined up outside of Lucas Oil Stadium this morning, waiting to get in to watch their teams. It's open practice, meaning you don't have to have a ticket to the game to get in or credentials or anything like that. So a lot of fans today coming to Lucas Oil Stadium to see their teams practice. Our Amy Flugsoft is out and about gathering stories, as will I be today. In fact, I'm hoping to talk to a former Badger who hit one of the most famous shots at the time in a game the Badgers lost. But it's still a classic. We'll tell you more about that. For now, from Indianapolis, along with photojournalist Katie Rusanellis, I'm John Stofflet, NBC 15 News. Back to you guys with that big announcement.
Thanks so much, John, and we'll be taking you back to Indy for all the excitement during our evening newscasts at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Meantime, some big but not unexpected news for senior Frank Kaminsky this morning in Indianapolis. The Senior Center was honored by the U.S. Basketball Writers Association as their Player of the Year. And the trophy has another Wisconsin tie. It's named after Oscar Robertson, who won an NBA title with the Milwaukee Bucks and was the Player of the Year 3 times at Cincinnati. Kaminsky was grateful for his teammates who were in attendance and all who helped him get to this level.
First, I got to say thank you to the basketball writers and Mr. Robertson over here. This is obviously a great award, and I'm very honored to receive it. Got to say thank you to Coach for his kind words and all of his support through the years. It definitely helped me. I got to say thank you to my teammates who are here supporting me. You guys have always been here to support me through everything. I got to thank my family who have really helped me grow as a person and grow as a basketball player. And I'm just so honored to receive this award. Thank you to everyone.
Kaminsky and his teammates take the court for practice this afternoon. Again, we'll have complete coverage this evening.
New at 11, reports of shots fired are coming into our newsroom. Now, the incident happened this morning on the 7100 block of Gladstone Drive. This is in Madison. You may be seeing a police presence in the area off Raymond Road. Our reporter on the scene, Sharon Rue, spoke with a Madison police sergeant who says no one was injured. Now, a witness claims he heard what could have been a gunshot coming from a home while he was walking his dog. The witness also said he also saw a car driving away erratically, but is not sure if that is related. Taking a turn now, it is a beautiful way to finish out our work week. Mild temperatures and some sunshine. Amy Carlson joins us now with a little preparation for a big dip in temperatures overnight tonight.
That's true, Christine. And first, we have to show you the sky cam shot. Oh, he's right behind there. Let's go to the weather graphics. And this is the first time we've had an actual Spider-Man climbing the tower there, just as we really did line this up, especially for the 11 o'clock show. But it's currently 44 degrees, a little added entertainment there this morning. Winds are out of the north to northwest at 9 miles per hour. That's making me really nervous. So we'll go on to the currents. It's 37 degrees in Prairie du Chien. That's the coldest they've been so far. 45 degrees in Monroe and 43 in Beaver Dam. So temperatures are not climbing, and that's just what we expected for today. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies through a better part of this early afternoon, up to a high of 48 degrees, and then back to partly sunny skies a little bit later on. So temperatures only in the 40s for today, but warmer for the holiday weekend. I'll have those details coming up.
Thank you. A look now at weather across the nation. A handful of states are dealing with dangerous conditions, including tornadoes, storms, and hail. Just to give you an idea of how deep it is there, that's a car you're looking at underwater. This is in Louisville, Kentucky. Strong overnight storms caused flooding in low-lying areas where, while there's thankfully no reported injuries, the area is expecting heavy rain to continue through tonight.
Oh yeah, there it goes. Look at that.
Overnight, a funnel cloud was spotted in the skies over Kansas, right near the border with Oklahoma. Oklahoma had a tornado touchdown earlier this week, devastating the town of Moore. No one was hurt. That also dropped pea-size hail, but the area will be dealing with wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour today.
An amazing story of survival and rescue after a man was found in the ocean, missing for more than 60 days. After rationing his food by eating raw fish and drinking rainwater. NBC's Tom Costello shows us the incredible rescue.
After 66 days lost at sea, Louis Jordan walked from the Coast Guard chopper under his own power and into a Norfolk hospital on Thursday to an emotional reunion with his father after 66 days at sea.
It seemed like a lot longer.
Friends and family knew he'd gone sailing January 23rd aboard his 35-foot sailboat Angel, but then no one heard from him for more than 2 months, and his parents were frantic. What have the last 2 months been like?
It's been terrible. It's, you live moment to moment, and those moments turn into days.
Had you given up hope?
Many times.
What no one knew is that Louis had drifted out into the Atlantic. His mast and rudder broken, his boat capsized 3 times.
And I was flying through the air, somersaulting, and everything was upside down and backwards.
For 2 months, he rationed his food and ate raw fish that he pulled out of the ocean, capturing rainwater to survive. Then, Thursday morning, an incredible stroke of luck. Jordan's small sailboat was spotted by the Houston Express, a massive German container ship 200 miles off the Carolina coast.
They saw me on the front of my boat, standing up there, waving my arms, and they turned that huge skyscraper around.
A Coast Guard chopper lifted him from the deck of the Houston Express, flying him back to Norfolk.
And Houston Express, thanks for your help.
Louis is thinner and a bit shaggier than before his ordeal, but he's happy to be home. Are you ever going to sail again?
I really don't know.
Will you ever let him get out on that boat again?
I don't know. Not in the ocean.
Wow, what an incredible story there. That was NBC's Tom Costello reporting. Jordan said he read the Bible cover to cover while he was at sea and became very spiritual. What he's looking forward to eating now that he's back on dry land, it's not pizza, but barbecue and organic ice cream.
What a neat end to that story. Making news now around the world. Militants who slaughtered 147 people in a Kenyan school appear to have planned the attack extensively. One of the first things the assailants did early Thursday was head for a lecture hall where Christians were in early morning prayer. Survivor Helen Titus said, "They investigated our area. They knew everything." Titus was shot in the wrist and is being treated at a hospital where the attack by al-Shabaab Islamic extremists occurred. Search teams in the French Alps reported to have located the second black box flight recorder from the crash of the Germanwings flight into the French Alps. The second black box was found in a ravine and so badly burned the normally orange casing was black. Investigators now say Andreas Lubitz repeatedly accelerated, pushing the plane faster and faster into the mountainside. Meanwhile, the voice recording seemingly caught metallic bangs of the captain trying to get into the cockpit. German investigators have investigated Lubitz's computers and found in the weeks leading up to the crash, the co-pilot studied medical treatments, possible methods of suicide, and cockpit door security measures, as we reported to you yesterday.
Meantime, back here at home today, a community forum will be held in Sun Prairie at 5:30 over the legal implications of the officer-involved shooting death of Tony Robinson last month. The forum was held last night in Madison. One of the biggest topics, the independent investigation. A law passed last year requires an independent investigation following an officer-involved shooting.
Now to a Crime Tracker 15 alert. Madison police are increasing patrols in response to a growing number of reports of gunfire. Last week, a woman was driving on South Park Street when a bullet flew through the driver's side window of her car. Well, she suffered just a few minor cuts from the broken glass, but as you know, it could have been worse.
I'm sort of in disbelief that it happened because it was just a beautiful day and I was going about my business, and it just happened.
Starting next week, Madison police will be placing more officers on the streets on the southwest side of the city to help curb some of the violence.
We have a traffic alert for you this morning. Beltline drivers will start seeing traffic shifts starting today. All eastbound lanes will be shifted onto the westbound side between Verona Road and Seminole Highway. It will stay that way until late fall. All lanes will remain open in each direction. Drivers are encouraged to follow pavement markings and stay in their lane when traveling through that area. A new report from the Wisconsin DOT shows a total of 36 people died in traffic crashes in the state last month. It's the deadliest March on Wisconsin roads in the last 8 years.